Let's let this one develop. The forest in the back has only about 6 trees, so I'm going to incorporate all these together and try to make a bigger forest. This one will be repotted into a slab, and that mica pot will be available and would actually take the next big forest. Over here we have too much of a shallow pot for development. That's not correct. We're gonna repot into a deeper and probably a little wider pot. Let this one develop as well. This one, same situation, too much of a shallow pot for develop, so we're gonna put this in a deeper pot. It also breaks one of the rules of a group. It does not have an odd number. It's 8 trees, and I also think that it's too much of a circular distribution. If you can see, it's almost an oval. So what I'm going to do, actually, we're going to isolate this tree. I'm going to remove this from the composition, turn it into 7 tree pot. This is a tree that has little value as it is, not extremely interesting. And what's going to happen is that I let the growth from the previous year elongate, and we're going to bend them and thread graft. We're gonna drill a hole in the trunk, and we're gonna insert quite a few number of those elongated branches. That would be my first approach. Try to get as many as I can in this area of the trunk, and possibly, if they take, I may use it as just what it is, one tree, or I might actually air layer around here and have one good one on the top and a future potential in the bottom. Let's try to make it an interesting tree. Nothing to do here. Just let it develop. Right pot. That's what it needs. All right. Here's another mistake on the past shallow pot. It's in development. Wrong pot, right? Healthy pine. Finally, I was able to get this into a healthy state. It's just developing. Let it be. Nothing to do here. We're going to try and compact with wire and build ramification, and hopefully we can do a little back budding. Let's see what happens. All right, mother and daughter of the same tree, was actually an air layer from the tree behind. I really don't like the pot of the tree behind. Something has to be done. There's a lot of corrections to be done there, actually. The apex needs to move over on this area around here, and needs to back bud and a few other details. This one is very interesting. It's gonna grow very interesting over time. I gotta compact the top, bring it a little down, but as I wired this here, I had a few cracks, and I decided to stop and see if something catastrophic happened, or not keep pushing it so that I don't lean. This guy needs a correction on the positioning. Get closer here. It's correction on the positioning. This trunk looks too straight, despite that it's really not. but from the front it looks just straight. So I'm hoping to rotate a little and bring the base down further on this side of the pot. Let's see what we can do with a repotting spring. This tree had some what do you call it? Some pest issues this year. We had scale, was fairly weak. I had to remove a lot of foliage. It's still okay, but I feel like I need to correct a little bit of the angle, bring it a little more vertical, just slightly. And I also need to promote health, and I will repot most likely to a larger container. My California juniper, this old guy, it's finally showing good signs of health. Elongated tips, a lot foliar mass, but it also had a little bit of scale, and I'm not sure how much foliar mass it will lose spring because they only shed a little. I have sprayed for pest and fungus. I'm not willing to work on it until we get a very nice foliar green mass full all over the place. It's not time yet. One more season, I believe I'll be able to style it in case this develops properly. This little Roddy, that top there is to ignore. It will be a dead feature in the future, but those angles, those turns, they don't look good on a camera. I can almost go around by doing this and taking this as a front, but even if I do that, I think I don't dislike it actually. Looking at this, I don't dislike that, but I think I'd be happier with putting some bar branches and try to correct this angle a little, see if I can improve this bend over here some way that it wouldn't look so awkward. Anyway, you would have a repot for sure to a bigger pot. I think it's too narrow now, and I got a very interesting pot. So I might end up correcting everything from the pot angle and the front, which was not, I didn't consider this one until now. This is a Tanuki, one of my first Tanukis, and the only one I kept. Ooh, got an issue here. Hold on. Okay. Right, this is the front, and actually for a Tanuki, this tree, if I style it, I think it'll be pretty spectacular. But I'm trying to accomplish is to fill out the gaps here, and to fill out the gaps I need to have the tree grow and develop, and I can't touch it, I can't cut back. So this tree will have a repot this year as well. Actually, no, it had last year. No, this tree is great as it is, will be untouched. Face it this way because it's lacking a little bit of green there. This will most likely have a repot, very light repot without touching too much. It's just something that I did this year. This one I need to correct the angle, and I believe I'm going to repot. The angle is supposed to be actually Some more like this. This is dark. Alright. These ones are in development. No need to do anything. Let them develop. Work on those pads. And this will be broom style. I haven't cut back yet. I'm waiting for those leaves to drop. And likely other trees that haven't dropped, that already lost the leaves. This one is being a little stubborn. Funny but not funny, we had a heat wave and I had already pruned this one, and what happened? It's shooting now with a month to freezing temperatures, so I have to move this most likely to my how do you call it, my sunroom. This tree in the beginning had a perfectly defined apex. Over here it doesn't have anymore because the squirrels knocked it down and it broke, so I'm trying to build the new apex over there, or waiting to see if I have some shoot coming in the right spot. And I've got an orange tree that was never healthy. It's finally showing some growth, and it's holding well this year. Most likely because I try to control pests and fungus better. Fruit trees are a bit of a fungus magnet, so sometimes they're not easy to keep healthy, and we'll have some setbacks. Root cuttings in development. Pot is fine, no repot needed. Same over here. Going in the back was in an air layer and definitely be repotted. Cut the air layer from the top. Have another tree in the bottom, and we have an extra one on the side. So 3 trees basically in one pot right here. Development, letting it elongate, get some thickness. No need to do anything. The one in the back, I don't want to repot, or I don't need to repot, but I actually will. You see that in the back? It's a root that I cut because it was connected to the tree. It wouldn't make sense to me. Shoots grew, so now I have 2 trees in one. I have to separate those roots for this part over here. These two have been having little activity. They didn't develop much, they just kept this shape. It's gonna go will go weak if I keep them in these containers, so I have to repot for health purpose, and I have a new plan for this one. So I'm happy with it, but I don't find it extremely interesting. So what's gonna happen is that in spring, after the first growth, see if I can get a better image over here. I will make a cut around here, and there's a root over here as well, and I'll cut around here as well, this area. So I'm going to detach this piece, keeping a root that is here, cutting it here and cutting here. So we have 2 new places that will be potential 2 new trees, and that will turn it into some sort of raft. I think it's a good idea. Alright, this tree developed a lot, but it's now in too much of a shallow container. Am I crazy, or this is not focused at all? There you go. Deeper container. Let it be very healthy and promote ramification in this year. Needs to repot. This is going to be interesting because it's been, I don't know how many years, 3, 4, 5 in this container with little root space. Elms make a lot of roots. I can't even understand how this is still healthy, to be honest. I have a feeling that when I pull it out, it's going to be just tangled roots all over the place and thicker and all that. But one of the interesting things that I find that I'm gonna have is a lot of roots crossing each other's that I can expose, and then get that a little higher and get soil in the bottom to put them in exactly the same place, but with more soil there and exposed roots, you know what I mean? So it should be a very interesting one. I'm glad I wired this year most of the trunks, because at repot, when I pull it out, it's very important that I'm able to keep everything together. Just a tree development over here, nothing particularly interesting. If you watch my previous videos, you would see this one was quite a good sized bush already. I basically let it grow this year, and the trunk came about, it doubled its size at least. I think he doubled, he might have been 2.5 to 3 times of the thickness as he was last year. And we're starting a new Shohin style little tree. I will sometime in the future cut back to make ramification and to compact the tree a little, but right now it's just letting it go again this year. So it will most likely vertically grow a lot, and I'll keep those branches as it is, because I don't need them to get thicker than that. Just the trunk. And then we have some maples that will be repotted. This one's a maple. Will be repotted into a growing container, which is a colander, one of those lake pond colanders, pond basket. I have a couple of these maples to do that, and I'm going to also replace the pot of these ones. I got to the conclusion that trees in pond baskets grow just a lot better, and that's what I'm going to do. Got pomegranates, so repot those ones. That's a little vine tree, and chuchubai will be repotted as well, too, colander style. I'm going to show you which ones. This kind, or that kind. And we have some Japanese black pines that I didn't work yet this year. Last thing I have to do, it's just get some movement on the trunks. You got quite a few Japanese black pines. 3-year trees, all in pond baskets. And when I say they develop a lot faster, you're gonna understand when I show you. Right here, these trees are probably 7 years old, and they stopped. They're not growing as fast as those, but perfect. Oh, this one already gave some movement. I took a class about Japanese black pines, and got some hints about how to develop better. Over here, this is what I want to show you. Same trees, but at the same time, same age. And look at the difference. Let's see. I can't even see the trunk there. But here. Three times thicker at least, huh? Size, thickness, everything. It's nothing to compare. We are done with the little baskets, and we're off with the pond baskets. Lastly, so I'll be repotting all those little guys into pond baskets. Lastly, got a tree in the isolation area. This tree was purchased from Lowe's, and interesting thing about it, and I read in some threads before, is that they have fungus and pests and all that. And to be honest, we still has scale, and I've tried to correct that for 3 years already. I've applied neem oil, and it did what my nightmares were made of. The foliar mass burned. It almost died, then it recovered, and this year I heard that there was another product, kind of a mineral oil that wouldn't have the same effects as the neem oil, but this is what it happened. Exact same thing. Everything looks like it's gonna dry. Looks burned, but it's not burned. It's just what the oil does to it. Strangely enough, all my other junipers had scale because of that guy, because he was next to it before, and it turns out that that species over there seems to not handle oil, but these ones seem to be okay. Started freaking out a little when I saw this, because it's a little similar to that. But in terms of scale, there's just a couple areas like that over here, hopefully. Because otherwise, yeah, I hope it doesn't end up like that. But otherwise, they are all good. So careful with those oils when trying to put a fungus or a pest out. Regular pot, basket pot. The thickness is evident. It's double the thickness of the other ones. Same here. Regular pot, basket, thicker, more developed. So think about it. We're winter time, and this is the time I like to start cleaning up, prepping tools, thinking about soil, buying pots, and pretty soon I'll be putting the pots next to the trees that will have a repot, and I'll show you my options. That's about it on a misty, foggy day. It's pretty nice to see the garden like this.